Good morning, traders and hodlers of cryptocurrency. Welcome to CryptoTraders Room, the last frontier in keeping it real with honesty and integrity. This is your host, Crypto Trader. And if you're a new-time viewer, thank you for finding us. It's a pleasure to have you here. Don't forget to stay connected with us on Steam, Twitter, as well as Facebook. And don't be shy. Say what's up. Be active on that chat. Let's see who we got in the room today. Mr. What is up, buddy? Hope all's well. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend, or at least having a great start to the week. My weekend kind of went by quick, very quick. Lafabison, what is up, buddy? Hope all is well with you, man. It's great to see you on this live stream. It's a pleasure to have you here. Davey Reed, great to see a new name. Ali, Mark Jackson, SkyTech. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Dave, you just started putting money into crypto today. Dude, you're not behind. You're not behind. You know, this cryptocurrency market's only, less than 9 years old. So you're not behind at all. You know, as long as you start, that's all you could do. And you're starting. So it's a right step in the right direction. Philip, good morning. David Carroll. Is it Nick? Nick? Oh, did I remember you, man? I remember you. You were awesome, buddy, for informing us about the pump and dump that was happening on Bittrex. And you called it to a T. You were like, dude, they're going to be pumping coins on Saturday at 11 a.m. Well, they started at 9:30, of course. They're always going to start early. But yeah, dude, you called that, man, on point. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I've mentioned you on a couple of the live streams. But yeah, it's always going to be informed of what's really going on in this cryptocurrency market, where the pump and dumps are going to be happening, just to kind of avoid them, so that we're not trapped in them, to be honest with you. Sis Nav Mans Verds, what is up? Are we dipping lower on BTC? Everything's dipping lower on BTC. I mean, well, it's just not BTC. I mean, kind of the overall market has taken a nice little dip. There are a couple of things that are up. It's not a complete bloodbath across everything, but things are down, and we got to expect this. We have to expect it. It's healthy for the market. It has to retrace. It can't just keep going up and up and up and up. That's unhealthy to happen. The crash is only going to be massive if that does happen. So this is healthy. I expected this to happen, and we need it to happen, to be honest with you. Mars, welcome. BTC 5200. I don't know. We'll see. We'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at some of the major cryptocurrencies and kind of plot out our support and resistance and, see where they might pull back to. And it's only the probabilities of where they might pull back to. Remember that. Nothing is set in stone. You're really just playing the probabilities, and that's what really trading is. But one thing I wanted to take a look at, before we really got started. And like I said, anybody that's new, thank you for finding us. It's a pleasure to have you here. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. And if you do find this information helpful, definitely pound that like button. Pound it. But yeah, I want to take a look at Sand real quick. And this is why I unleashed a fury on Friday on some of these exchanges. This is a textbook example of why. And this is the kind of stuff that just really irritates me. This is a 1 hour chart, but let's go ahead and get a little granular on the 1 minute chart. I mean, look at this manipulation. Brought it down to 0.0001 cents. I mean, if this isn't textbook manipulation, I don't know what is. I mean, this is to take out stop loss. That's all it was. And my speculation is, really there's only, one person that's really benefiting, or I shouldn't say one person, but it's really the company that's benefiting. It's Bitfinex that's benefiting from this massive drop. This is unethical. It's unacceptable. This should not happen whatsoever. And if they had circuit breakers in place, this would have been prevented from happening. They would halt it trading, but they don't. They don't. And this is just the wild, wild west of the cryptocurrency market that we're in. So this is a 1 hour chart. Of course, each candlestick represents 1 hour's worth of price action movement. But even on the 1 minute, I mean, this is a 1 minute dump. If I can get to it, I might not be able to get to it on the 1 minute chart. But I mean, I shared this with our general Slack chat room. And I was like, this is unacceptable. This is the kind of manipulation that, exchanges are able to do. And it's sad. It really is sad. But here it is. Yeah. So this is a 5-minute candlestick. But even if, get a little granular and look at it on the 1 minute, unfortunately I can't, but I did take a screenshot of it and shared it with our general Slack chat. This is within a matter of this is a flash crash. This is a flash crash. That's what happened. Now whether Bitfinex was behind it, I really can't speculate, but I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest with you. I would not put it past them at all. But yeah, for this thing to crash from 24 cents, a little over 24 cents, to a fraction of a penny, fraction of a penny. Who's benefiting from this? Volume was 1 million. 1.1 million was the volume on this. In my honest opinion, and it's only speculation, but I try to really think outside the box. It was really the exchanges that are benefiting from these types of flash crashes that are happening. But hopefully nobody got caught in this. Hopefully nobody had a stop loss to try to protect themselves, which there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, never use stop loss. Stop limit loss is really the best option that you have, the best way to go. But yeah, it happens. It happens, unfortunately. And more than likely, if an average person had a low offer in the book, a bid to buy, let's just say at a penny, more than likely that exchange would probably cancel that order. And if you guys are using, GDAX, Coinbase, well, on Coinbase, you can't set limit orders. But if you're using GDAX, make sure to keep an eye out on your limit order that you have in the book to buy, because they have been canceling those limit orders 3 times, in the past that has happened to me, where they've canceled my limit buy order. So definitely keep an eye on it. Exchanges are shady. We know it. And I wouldn't put it past them, because they want to benefit off that bottom. They want to crash it and they want to buy in at the bare bottom, and they're not going to allow the average person to buy in. So definitely keep an eye on it. Check it periodically just to make sure that your limit buy order is still in the book. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Flash crash F was Coinbase. Definitely was. Or GDAX. Coinbase. Yeah, you're right. Not GDAX, because GDAX is just the platform. But yeah, I won't put it past them, honestly. But yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Nestor. It definitely, in my opinion, was Coinbase that benefited from that. And that's why they didn't reverse that trade, because then they would be reversing their own trade. And, where's the benefit to that? There isn't any for them. But yeah, let's just see who else is in the room, and then we'll take a look at BTC, we'll take a look at ETH, we'll take a look at Litecoin. But those major cryptocurrencies are down as a whole. And all-time market cap was 179.8 billion. Currently now right around 166 billion that we're sitting at. Oliver Mart, welcome, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Bitfinex is not honoring your withdrawal of BTC for 20 hours. That's just the stuff that irritates me. And the stuff that just gets me to boil up. And I just got to keep my cool today. I'm not going to curse. So I do apologize to anybody that was offended on the last video for cursing. But I really had to voice my opinion, and I couldn't sit back, and just let this stuff happen and not, have a voice. And I have the voice to say it. And I'm going to call them out. If I see things like that, I'm going to call them out. I'm going to blast them, and I'll continue to do that going forward. But yeah, it's unacceptable for them not to honor your withdrawal. It's your money. The only thing I can speculate on is that they don't have the BTC to give you. That's the only thing I could speculate on. They don't have it. So it's like the banks. The banks really don't have money. They're lending our money left and right. I was telling my wife about that, and she was just like, really? They're taking our money and lending? And I'm like, yeah, what do you think they're doing? I'm like, they're making 10 times the amount, that of our money that we have in our bank account. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can do is contact support, but you might be wasting your time with that, Nestor, to contact support. More likely, they're not going to get back to you. But you did the right thing. You want to withdraw your BTC, you put the order in. They need to honor that order. I mean, all you could really do is just start blasting them, on Reddit. Excuse me, blast them on Reddit, on Twitter, on any social media platform. Make your voice heard, put it out there. Because you are a victim. You're the victim in this. And that's really all that you could do. And hopefully, other people will be able to see things like that are happening within, those exchanges. And, they might think twice about signing up for their service. Decentralized exchange, and I'm going to cover that for a little bit too. That's really what we need. Andreas, good morning, buddy. Good morning. Yeah, dude, Mars, I'm going to call him out. I'm going to call him out. And I was furious on the last live stream, furious. And I'm sure if you guys did watch that live stream, you know how furious I was. But, let's kind of get back to our regular program and things like that. But yeah, I got to start researching. I got to really weigh out my options on what exchanges I'm going to start using going forward. But like I said, I'm not going to be using Bitfinex, Poloniex. I'm not going to be using Coinbase. Not going to be using, there's another exchange. I'm not going to be using any of them. None of them. So altcoin.io, I don't know. We'll have to see exactly how things pan out with them. But, supposedly they're the decentralized cryptocurrency exchange built by traders for traders. They're not up and running yet, but you could sign up for early access. I've signed up for early access. We'll see how it goes. And I'm not going to really cover this in detail, to be honest with you, but I'm going to read some bullet points. So basically their mission, is to bring the entire altcoin community together to build something great with the purpose of bringing this market out of the shadows with transparency, trust, and honesty. And I like that. Transparency, trust, and honesty is really what we need. And then they basically aim to be the first decentralized exchange built by traders for traders, of course. They want to empower any person, regardless of market knowledge, to trade altcoins with confidence. User experience and security first. They believe that it's time to apply a new user experience standard for the altcoin community. They plan to create an unparalleled user experience comparative to other altcoin exchanges currently available in the market. Also, they believe in the power of decentralization, and that's why they're forced to use, and why we are forced to use centralized trading exchanges that are vulnerable to hacks. And it's just not vulnerability to hacks. We're vulnerable to them manipulating the price, taking out stop losses, canceling your order, preventing you from your withdrawals. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, we can go on and on and on about the issues about some of these exchanges. There's more bad things than good things that is going on. Cryptocurrency trading needs resilient environment, and decentralized exchanges are the answer. I completely agree with that. That is the answer going forward for us in order for this, for this thing to really hit mainstream and for traders to not be taken advantage of, whether you're an investor or a trader, for us to not really be taken advantage of. So this is something I'm going to keep an eye on. Hopefully they can really get their platform up and running, and hopefully it gains the traction that it needs to have the liquidity. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But let's take a look at BTC. Unfortunately, I got to look at the Bitfinex price, unfortunately. All right, so somebody said 5,200 possibly. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. And I need to zoom out of here, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Bittrex, horrendous. I don't know what else to say about Bittrex. I don't know what to say, guys. I put it all out on the line on Friday. So currently sitting at somewhat support, and this is BTC that we're currently looking at on the 30-minute price chart. So every candlestick represents 30 minutes worth of price action movement, whether the bears or the bulls are going to be in control. But that 5605, 5600 hopefully has some sort of support, considering we have seen a good amount of consolidation where it stayed above that price point in this range here. And I'm going to get rid of everything. I'm going to start out fresh. We'll start out with a fresh chart. And then I'll try to get to the comments as best as I can. All right, so currently, hovering right above support, first area of support, of course, but there are going to be other areas of support. And if it breaks the first area of support, you have another area of support that it could possibly retest. And I think I need a 1 hour chart. Wolf of GDAX. I would change that name, buddy. I'm sorry. I would change that name. I've lost all respect for Brian Armstrong and Coinbase. All respect. But yeah, just go back and watch the video. It was a video from Friday. And like I said, there was a lot of cursing in the first 22 minutes of the video. So I do apologize if anybody was offended by it. But I really couldn't hold my emotions. All right, so first area of support, of course, it's that 5,600, which it kind of bounced up from it. But, it's too early to tell whether it's going to maintain that area of support or, she's going to crash through it. She hasn't crashed through it yet, of course, but there's a possibility. I mean, there's so many different possibilities of what this could do. And we can't pinpoint it 100%. There's just no way. And if somebody can, they're lying to you. unfortunately. So first area of support, 5,600, currently maintaining it. If it does crash through that, we're looking at the 5,450-ish, that area of support. Let's say hypothetically, it does crash through that. Then yeah, we're looking at that 5,160, 5,200 that somebody mentioned. And really that was the low that it had set. The low that it was set was 5,114, and that was on October 18th. So, if it's going to test any type of levels, there's a possibility that it could retest that level and then maybe have a nice little bounce back up. But, we got to remember, it could be a dead cat bounce. Dead cat bounces happen all the time just to kind of fake people out thinking, you know what, that's the bottom. That's where it's going to bounce from. But a lot of times that's not really where they bounce from. It's just a little fake out. And that's why it's called a dead cat bounce. It'll bounce a little bit and then crash back down. I don't really see it anytime soon, considering, there are people that want to take advantage of Bitcoin Gold. There are people that want to take advantage of the hard fork, the 2X, Segwit 2X, November. If it gets locked in, I don't see a major sell-off happening in BTC because there are people that want to take advantage of that. But let's just say hypothetically, of course we know, Bitcoin Gold fork is going to happen. We know that for a fact, and people have taken advantage of holding it. But of course, profit taking is happening, and we still have 2 more days left, I think, until the snapshot happens of the blockchain. So this could be, this downtrend could be some sort of a fake out to cause people to panic and sell while somebody's buying at the bottom to take advantage of that. But let's just say hypothetically, Segwit 2X doesn't get locked in, and it's not going to happen. Then more likely, there will be a lot more profit taken. Nobody's going to really be buying to hold it to take advantage of that 2X fork. And I don't think it's locked in yet. And if it is locked in, definitely let me know. I have not really been following that, to be honest with you. But, really the bare bottom that I do see, if this thing has a major, and I mean major correction, will be the 47.20-ish, 47.25. That area of support should hold. And if we really look at the one-day chart, that would put us just a little above the 50-day moving average. So that 50-day moving average could really be a key level, if we do have a crazy sell-off that's going to ensue. Because a lot of times they do like to play, some of these moving averages as a support line. There's a lot of traders that will play the moving averages as support and resistance. So that's really what we're looking at in the sense of BTC. But if we really look at the overall chart, I mean, it's healthy. It's still uptrending. Yes, hitting that, let's just say 6,200. I mean, that's impressive. That is just impressive. There's really nothing that's going to keep BTC down. And I've said it before. Nothing's going to keep it down whatsoever. But, those are areas really that if I was trading this, which I'm not, and you guys know my stand on BTC, I don't trade BTC. I think I have a lot of respect for it. BTC, I think, is meant to be held as a store of value. It's meant to be, transferred to another exchange, considering it's paired with every single cryptocurrency that's out there. And that's really the only reason why I would buy BTC would be to utilize it and buy something that's paired with it. But for me to just kind of buy it, sell it for USD, buy it again, sell it for USD, I can't do that for some apparent reason. And I can't buy to hold because I'm a trader. I'm there to lock in the profit. I'm there to make money. But anybody that's holding this thing, since back in January, I mean, more power to you. And having those strong hands, that's probably the most important thing. And in the sense of BTC and Ether and Litecoin, you really have to have those strong hands. If it's any other crap coin, I wouldn't have strong hands at all. I would be looking to lock in those profits. But yeah, that's currently what we're looking at BTC. Let me get to some of the comments, see what you guys are saying, try to answer some questions. We'll take a look at Ether, Litecoin, and then any other cryptocurrencies that you guys want me to take a look at. You need to have strong hands around it. Daniel, yes. Indeed, man, indeed. Raman, welcome, buddy. Hello. Why don't I use TradingView? I'll answer that question, but let me read the rest of your comment, David. Yeah, it's free, but you're very limited. Very limited. I like to have like the 7, 17, 50, 100, and 200-day moving average. I'd like to be able to customize it. And on the free On the free trading view, you're only limited to 2. That's it. Only 2 moving averages, unfortunately. And I don't want to pay for the service, to be honest with you. I don't want to pay for it when there's other services available for me to be able to utilize. So it is great. I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about TradingView. And that's why I liked Bitfinex in the past. In the past, you know, that's a magic word. In the past, I liked them. I don't like them anymore. But yeah, I liked, you know, I liked Bitfinex in the past because, you know, it was TradingView platform for my charting. And I was able to customize it any way I wanted to. I basically had the paid subscription on Bitfinex, and that was great. But I'm not going to be utilizing them anymore. But yeah, TradingView is great. I just don't want to pay for the service. But I have used it in the past. I really have used it, and occasionally I will take a look at it. Can I help you create your flaming bags of turd coins? Oh, dude. Daniel, man, you always have me laughing on these live streams. Thank you so much, bud. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Even though I don't really support any of the coins that you talk about, I still appreciate you being on this live stream and keeping me smiling and laughing. So snapshot on Bittrex happens in 10 hours. What is today's date? I'm behind, guys. I apologize. Is today the 22nd or 23rd? Today's the 23rd. Okay. So I'm surprised they're doing the snapshot in 10 hours. You know, considering I would assume that they would do it, I guess, depending, you know, what time zone that they're in at midnight. That's kind of what I assumed. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of people trying to buy it, you know, to take advantage of that, last minute buyers to take advantage of that gold. And they're going to be late to the party because the snapshot already happened. If someone was to put in their first 100, where would you tell them to put it in? Davey, if you want to clarify that question a little better, I'd be more than happy to answer it for you. I don't understand what you mean put in their first 100, like their first $100. And I'm assuming that's what you mean. And we got to remember too, guys. And, you know, I try to say this in the beginning of the video. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. So what I do talk about on my live stream, it's not to be used as trading advice. So please do your own due diligence, do your own research. Do not follow somebody's lead. That's how a lot of people are getting, you know, misled. And in return, they get taken advantage of because they are being misled. You really got to think for yourself and make that decision for yourself. Because honestly, at the end of the day, you know, ultimately it falls on you. You're the one that's hitting that buy button or that sell button. So you got to make your own decision. You know, take what anybody says with a grain of salt. Take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm just being honest with you guys. You know, don't follow anybody's lead. But I'll tell you what I like. You know, so I mean, you know, if I had $100, where would I put it? I like OMG, and I think OMG is a little undervalued. Yes, it hasn't been. Let's take a look at it real quick. Now, I don't have any OMG. You know, just a little transparency there, just to be honest with you guys. I don't have any, so this is an unbiased review. If I had it, I would inform you guys. Where's OMG? Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's completely undervalued. Now, could it retrace from the level that it's at? Absolutely. Absolutely, it can retrace. But if I had $100 to spend and I had to pick one cryptocurrency, I would heavily look at OMG, and I would heavily analyze the chart and look to see, okay, you know what, where is the support and resistance? Where is the possibility that it's going to pull to? And it's always the probabilities. Remember that, guys. It's never going to pull back to where you think it's going to pull back to. It's just always the probabilities of where it might pull back to. So let's get out of this 10-hour one-day chart. Ramon, you bought C20. Dude, I'll give you a virtual fist pump and a high five. And I'll grab a beer and toast to that one, buddy. Great job. Good job. Now, did you buy C20 because I covered it? Or did you buy C20 because you researched it before I even covered it? Potters, yo, what is up? Yeah, Coinigy is cool. Coinigy is also good. I don't want to pay for the service. Honestly, I don't want to pay for the service. I don't. But no, Coinigy is cool. I mean, I could use it for 30 days and then I could sign up with another email address for 30 days and keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that. But yeah, that's way too much work for me. But no, Coinigy is great. That is great. 691 was that low. 691 was a low. Now, I mean, it could touch it and break through it. You know, if I was going to buy OMG, where would I be? You know, because I'm a patient trader, and you guys know that. I like to allow traders to come to me. I don't chase them. I don't suffer from FOMO. You know, I want them to come to me. And when they come to me and they break through that support, I'm still happy with it because I was patient with it and I allowed it to come to me. The only time I'll kick myself, and it never really happens, is if I chase something. And I have chased things in the past. I mean, you know, when I first started trading, I would chase things. I would lose money. You know, I would break my rules and I would lose money. So, but when I stuck to my rules, and that, you know, we're all human beings, we're all going to break our rules. But, you know, when I stuck to my rules, then I actually made money. But anytime I broke it, that's when it came back and bit me. And you know where it would bite you. All right, let's see what happened between this $5. I don't think it's going to get to that $4 price point. I mean, unless something crazy major happens within this cryptocurrency market, to be honest with you, I doubt it's going to get to that level. I mean, anything's a possibility, to be honest with you, but my honest opinion, you know, I think it would be wishful thinking for me to kind of sit back and wait and wait and wait for that. But, you know, there is a price level that I would wait for. And really that price level is going to be right around $5.30, $5.25. You know, I would definitely throw something at it then. Now you got to remember, you're starting out with $100. It's not worth it to go all in. But you also got to factor in commission and things like that because you are buying and selling, you know, different increments. You know, you want to scale into that trade. That's what you want to do. So maybe spend half of it at that specific price point. And if it breaks that price point and it actually does dip to that $4, maybe then add the other $50. Don't go all in at one price point, because if it breaks it and you don't have those strong hands like Daniel always talks about, then more than likely, are you going to panic and sell? I would walk away from my computer, to be honest with you. Or you're going to be discouraged. You know, so don't go all in, but, you know, play key levels of resistance. And the price point that I would personally be comfortable buying at would be, you know, that $5.30, $5.50, somewhere to that extent, if she makes it to that level. Now, there's a possibility she's not going to make it to that level. And if she doesn't, oh, well. But I would be keeping an eye out on this current 691 of support. And then also keep an eye out to see if it breaks. Let's see what level this is. To see if she is going to break $6. Now, if she breaks $6, I think you have a better chance of getting that entry at $5.30, $5.50. But, you know, you got to see how she's breaking these key levels of support. Right now, she's not breaking that key level of support, which is a 691. And as we can see, you know, she came down to that 691, bounced up nicely. I mean, it bounced up to $8 and no, I'm sorry, wow, $6 and $9.60. So let's just say that's $7. I mean, 691, but just to make the math easy, we'll say it's $7. You know, it bounced up $2.60. That's a pretty significant profit, to be honest with you. That's a very significant profit there. But what does she do? You know, and that was on October 9th. Just recently on October 21st, she retested that exact same level, 691. You know, that's why it's really crucial to kind of know and plot out your support and resistance and kind of figure out what is the probability of it getting to that level. Now, the probabilities are a lot higher, you know, of it getting to that support line and bouncing back up. But, you know, this could be a dead cat bounce. It could easily be a dead cat bounce. That's why you don't want to go all in, you know, with that $100 at a key level of support, because it'll go back up and you're thinking, okay, you know what? I got the bottom. I got that bottom. I'm going to hold on to it. And then what does it do? It turns against you and breaks that 691 support level. And it could easily break that 691 support level. And if it does, then at least you have some of your position left over to add on to it. But if I was going to get in this, I would focus in heavily on that 691 to see how she breaks it. If she breaks it with a vengeance, you know, that wasn't really a strong support. And then keep an eye out on that 611, maybe $6.50, 15 cents to see how she breaks that level. And then if she breaks that level, I would be comfortable and happy buying at 524, 525. Not to go all in, but to kind of scale in at those price points. For $100, you would say LTC. I mean, you guys know I like LTC, but I mean, you're buying less than 2 LTCs. So the profit is really not there, to be honest with you. With $100, I wouldn't put it into LTC. And that's just my personal opinion. Now, remember, what works for me might not work for you. And what works for you might not work for me. So with just $100, it wouldn't be LTC. Now, with $500 to $1,000, yes, I would say LTC, but I would kind of spread it out, maybe 500 to LTC, 500 to something else. So you're a little more diversified. But yeah, with just $100, you want to get a little more, bang for your bucks. And I think OMG at a key level of $5.50, $5.30, that's going to give me a little more bang for my bucks. It's going to give me a little more coins that I can purchase instead of purchasing, 1.8, 1.75, whatever the math works out to the current price of where LTC is currently right now. LTC is hovering like 50 something bucks, 52, 53 bucks. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using TradingView. I mean, I love TradingView. I do. I don't know if you're paying for the service, but yeah, I mean, if I was going to pay for one service, it would definitely be TradingView. TradingView, and then second option would be Coinigy. I mean, they're both great. They're both great. Don't get me wrong. I would never talk crap on them. Ramon, both of them, you think? I mean, $100 is not much, to be honest with you, to have, good skin in the game. When I mean good skin, just, having that, getting more bang, for that $100. I think, in my honest opinion, if I only had $100, I would be looking at something solid, something undervalued. And my honest opinion, it would be OMG. What's my strategy? In regards to what? Right now, I'm not trading, because I refuse to use those exchanges. I refuse to use them. And I just got my treasurer that came in. So I'm in the process of getting, everything on lockdown, and not keep anything on any of these exchanges. I don't have anything on these exchanges now. I got 13 cents on GDAX, and then 2 Satoshis of Bitcoin Cash on Bittrex, which I told them they can have it. Ponzi's down 0.05 or it's down to 0.05. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't mess with those coins. I've told you that before, Daniel. I wouldn't mess with those coins at all. Stick to what's solid, stick to the top 10, stick to the top 20. Of course, excluding some of these other coins. And I would exclude and these are only my opinions, and that's it. I would exclude Ripple. I would exclude NIM. I would exclude IOTA. I would exclude Cardano. I would definitely exclude BitConnect. Stellar, I would exclude. You want to get into something that's solid, that's really solid, that's going to hold its ground. And if it goes up, you're going to be in the profit, and that it's not going to really tank heavily, like we see with some of these crap coins. I mean, they go up nicely, and they do go up nicely. And if you're in them already, it's a great profit to take. But it's not something to kind of get in as it's going up already. If you already see it going up, honestly, you're too late to the game. You're too late to get in that, and I wouldn't get in it. Don't suffer from that FOMO. And that's why these crap coins are just going up and up and up, because people see them going up and they suffer from that FOMO, and they get in it, and they're just adding fuel to that fire. Is this a good time to buy Ponzi? Oh, dude. What's the symbol? Okay, let's take a look at this. No, it's never a good time to buy Ponzi. Never at all. I would never, ever recommend it. And you guys know I don't really tell you to buy coins. That's a decision you got to make. If this was something I'm interested in, I would definitely tell you guys. But no, definitely not. I can care less. If this thing goes up 1,000%, I can care less, because the falls is even going to be worse. It's that hammer is going to be smackdown. Is going to be tough. But yeah, I mean, this thing could really take a run. But you got to remember, though, these things can easily be manipulated, and that's why they're running. It's not because it's being supported by traders. More likely, it's only being supported by a couple whales that want to get a 10x, 100x return on manipulating the price. and then they just put in a wall to keep it from crashing. And that's really what's happening with a lot of these crap coins. They get pumped nicely, and then a big whale just puts that wall down. Then it's not going to crash through that wall. Everybody thinks, whoa, there's a big wall, there's a big buyer, I'm going to buy it before they get in. Yeah, it's pure manipulation. But no, Ponzi coin, definitely not. And it's on Yobit. It's on Yobit. Yobit is horrendous. It's known for nothing but pumps and dumps. Yeah, I would never access that platform or even trade on that platform. They list. I think that's a place where coins go to be pumped and dumped, and where coins go to die off. That's really what it is. Guys, I've said it before. Stick to the solid coins. Solid coins. Yes, QTUM I do like. I do like QTUM. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And you know what? Also, too, I'm going to cover Binance because I've been playing around with it the last couple of days. Where's QTUM? Number 13th spot, 76 million in market cap, 100 million total supply. 73 million was a circulating supply. Total supply 100 million, which is very, very reasonable. A couple exchanges that it's on. I thought, okay, they are on Binance. I thought they were. Volume is not much though on the F pair. It's on a good amount of exchanges. I don't know how well I would trust some of these exchanges. They definitely need to be on a little more better exchanges, but at least they are on some of the exchanges that a lot of people do use, in the sense of Bittrex, which I don't use anymore, Bitfinex, which I will never be using. At least they are on those exchanges where that's where a lot of traders do kind of go to, and they're on Binance as well too. So let's go ahead and take a look at Binance. But yeah, I've been playing around with this. I mean, they definitely need a lot of work, just a little bit more work on their platform. But I think this could be a good platform going forward later on down the road for me to use. But I can't plot anything out, and I only got 3 moving averages, which isn't that good. But let's go ahead. I went ahead and customized this yesterday. Just some of the favorite coins that I do like. So $9.48. And of course, we're looking at the BTC pair. Yeah, I don't know if I put salt on here. Did I or did I not? Yes, I did. I put a star on salt to make it, it's part of my favorite to kind of keep an eye on. I don't know if I would trade it yet, but that's something I'll definitely keep an eye out on. So I mean, this platform is almost like any other platform. Of course, we have our trades that are executed on the right-hand side. We got the sellers in the red. We got the buyers on the bottom in the green. And I do like the fact that I can go ahead and switch this and just kind of look at a little more of the buyers that are sitting there, and I can actually not only look at just the top 15 or the top 20. I can actually look at a little more, and then I can look at a little more on the selling side. So I do like that feature that they have. But what is this? Yeah, QTUM. So let's go ahead and enlarge this. Full screen. Lost my eyes for a second. This thing had a crazy pump. And one of the things I don't really like about this charting, aside not being able to plot out, support and resistance and an upward trend, downward trend, but also not being able to zoom in and out using the track wheel. That's usually what I like to do, especially in the sense of Crypto Watch. This I can only scroll right to left, and I like to be able to zoom in, on a shorter time frame, just to kind of see what the battle is like between the bears and the bulls. But yeah, they don't allow that at this current time. But I think as they fix their system and add some features to it, it could be a good platform. I gotta look at more than the 30-minute chart. Let's do 2 hours possibly. So this thing looks like possibly it might be bottoming out. It might be bottoming out. So really, this is all that we have in the sense of the chart. That's all the data that we have on this. Yeah, this thing is at the bare bottom. And so unless this holds, it's going to end up forming, all-time lows. Not all-time lows as in the sense of the price, but all-time lows in the sense of the charting, the data that is available to us on Binance. But on a different exchange, especially if it's been listed longer on a different exchange, we would have more data to kind of go off. But on Binance, I mean, this is really the low. Now, I wouldn't say this is the time to buy. Especially if I had money, I would not buy yet. I would want to see exactly how this price action, is going to go down going forward. Whether it's going to start uptrending or whether it's going to completely start breaking down. At the current moment, anything could happen. It could easily break down and keep breaking down and keep breaking down. It's not really giving us any type of confirmation as to this being the bare bottom. It's not uptrending whatsoever. So, I like QTUM, but do I like it at this price? And do I like it at this price action movement? Definitely not. I don't. We could definitely get a little lower. Wolf of GDAX. That's too funny, buddy. That's too funny. Maybe in Tijuana. Oh man, you guys are too funny, and I like it. I like it, man. You guys keep me laughing and keep my spirit up. That's awesome. All right, so ETH is taking a little beating, unfortunately. But we got to remember, overall market is down. So when overall market is down, everything's going to be, well, not everything, but majority of the stuff is going to be taking a hit, especially the dominating cryptocurrencies in the sense of the top 10, the dominating in the top 20. They are going to be taking a hit. So. But this is a great opportunity to kind of find your favorite altcoin, something that you believe in, something that's solid, something that's not crap, of course, and to kind of, have a plan of execution to get into a trade. You always want to have that plan of execution. So these are support and resistance that I plotted out. I'm going to say probably Wednesday, because on Thursday, I don't know if I did anything on Friday, actually. I think I did cover this on Friday towards the end. So it wasn't just me ranting. And unleashing the fury on Friday towards the end. I did cover some of the cryptocurrency. So I don't know if I covered this and plotted out the support and resistance on Friday, or if this might have been from the prior live stream, which was Wednesday. But we are sitting at that support that I plotted out, and that support was or is 275. So how far did we crash through it? Not too far. 273 we got. So could that hold? At the moment, it is. Currently, it is holding. Can it hold going forward? I have no clue. I have no clue. And that's why we plot out, first area of support, second area of support, third area of support, fourth area of support. And you want to look and see exactly, how is she crashing through those areas of support? So our prior area of support was a 285. And as we can see, she crashed through that 285. It wasn't, she touched it and then hovered in that range. She crashed through it, and she crashed through it pretty bad. Yes, buyers did bring it back up. And as we can see, they brought it right back up to the support line that I plotted out a couple days ago. They brought it to a T, to that line. So sellers drove this thing down, and they drove it down to 277, close to that 275 support, which would have been our second area of support. But then, the bulls decided that, we're not going to let this go any further. We're going to bring it up. And they brought it up. They brought it right up to support. So this is still bearish, considering it fell to close green. It failed to close above that support line. It's still bearish. And this next candlestick proved to us that how bearish it was, considering the prior candlestick didn't confirm a bullish uptrend, a bullish, maybe a dead cat bounce. But yeah, they brought it right back to exactly to that support, to that T. So the closing price was $285.83. I plotted it out at, what did I plot this out at? 286.07. So close to it, very close to it, that they actually brought it back up to. But the current price action movement, and actually, wow, I forgot I was on the 6-hour chart. Let's get a little granular. Getting a little granular would give us a little more of information between that battle that happened. But yeah, it crashed through it, attempted to come back up, and it came up just a little bit. It couldn't sustain it. Buyers were not there to support it. Came back down and crashed through our second area of support. Currently, right now, she is hovering right above our second area of support. But there is a possibility she could make it down to our third area of support. So let's go ahead and take a look and see where I plotted that third area of support. So guys, I mean, these are all probabilities, and that's really what trading is. It's just the probabilities of it, touching those levels. It's going to either, your theory is either going to be proven right or it's going to be proven wrong. And that's really what trading is. Yeah, nobody's going to guess 100% at all. All right, 2 hours is not going to do me justice. So 4 hours, 4 hours. So there is a huge gap, honestly, a huge gap between, the second area of support that I plotted out and a third area of support that I plotted out. And then, of course, I do have, fourth, fifth, and sixth area of support there. I don't think it's going to get to that 198, but, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in this crazy wild, wild west of a cryptocurrency market that we're in. But there is a nice gap, from that 275 all the way down to 251. That's a pretty nice gap. So if selling intensifies, yes, she could easily get to that level, but it all depends, is she crashing through those levels with a vengeance? Or, it's just a little bit of a selling that's happening and buyers are buying it up at those key levels. And if that's the case, it's not going to crash. But if sellers are just intensified and the buyers are not there to support it because the buyers know that the bears are in control, as a trader, and I try to think just like any other trader, they're not going to support it. They're not going to buy it. They're going to wait. They're going to be patient with it and wait for that third area of support. And that third area of support is going to be the 251, 250 range. So that's really the area that I would personally buy it at. And that's an area I will buy it at, and I will support it at that level. But I'm not going to go all in. I might purchase 2, I think, maybe 1.5 at that 250. And if it crashes through that, then I might maybe add another 1.5. But really, if this thing does fall hard and falls hard, bare bottom where I would be basically throwing everything at it would be the 221. That would be the range. But yeah, so, we'll have to see how this plays out as time goes on, whether it's just going to continuously, downtrend and keep breaking those areas of support, or if she's going to kind of level out and start uptrending. And as long as we don't have a crazy parabolic move like this, I mean, we're good if it just uptrends nicely. And when I mean uptrend, let's take a look at, from this on the left-hand side here, from this 285 price point all the way to 315, that's really the type of uptrend that we're looking for. I don't want to see any of these crazy parabolic moves, because more likely, there's going to be a lot more profit taken that's going to be happening. If we have a nice uptrend like we do on this left-hand side here, then more likely the way the traders would handle this is that they would be scaling in, adding more to their position because they see that there's a nice upward trend that's happening. But when something goes parabolic and they're already in it, they're looking to take profits only and only profits. They're not going to be looking to add to that position. The only time will tell. Only time will tell what this thing's going to do. But I mean, we could be in for a little of a wild ride this week. David, I don't know, bud. I have no clue, but it was a shady ICO. I think it's just management is feuding with each other. I don't think they can agree to how they want to run it. But yeah, I mean, they raised a lot of money, and I think they're required to give the money back now. I mean, I think they turned 200 million into 400 million, because of BTC value going up. But yeah, I think, the SEC is going to force them to give back the money. That's just my speculation. Rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the grub. Greetings to you, bud. I can zoom in and out. I just have to click once on the chart. On Binance? Are you sure about that? I don't think I can, bud. If you're talking about Binance and I can zoom in and out, please let me know. I can't zoom in and out, even if I right click or if I left click. Oh, no, I can. Oh, man. This is great. This is just awesome now. Yes, you were absolutely right. So I got to right click and then I can scroll. I can zoom in and out. I would rather right click. You know, I'm a righty, so I'd rather right click. Let's see, can I right click? Oh, I can right click as well too. Oh, dude, thank you for telling me this. Thank you for telling me this. I mean, this is awesome. Let me look at this on a 1 hour chart, or actually 12-hour chart. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. You just brought a smile to my face. You really did. Who was that? Who told me that? Robert Dub Dub. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. That was one thing that just kind of frustrated me this past weekend when I was playing with this. I'm like, man, I can't zoom in and I can't zoom out. Like, what is going on? Okay, now I can't zoom in or out. Let's see. I get this pop up. It seems to be a little finicky though. I was able to do it. Now I can't do it. Okay, there we go. But yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. Now all I need to be able to do is just plot out some support and resistance, be able to plot out some upward trend, downward trend, maybe draw a couple things on there. But yeah, this is great. This is great. I think I'm starting to like this a little more. I'm not going to fall in love with it yet, but I think I'm starting to like this a little better. But yeah, the moving averages as well too. You know, I need to be able to have the set. Right now I have it set to 25, 50, and 100, but you know, I like the 7, 17, 50, 100, and 200. So that's kind of one thing that they are lacking. And if I'm missing something, definitely let me know. Have I seen or heard about Bitcoin? I have not. I have not heard about it, Blake. A lightning fast solution to scaling debate. I'll have to do a little research. Let me jot that down if I have the time today. Bitcoin. So our boy VTC. I'll put that on my list to take a look at it. But good morning, welcome. Thank you for joining. You've been buying XLM. I don't know what XLM is doing currently right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Stellar, actually. It had a nice run. It definitely did. It couldn't sustain that move, though. Definitely could not sustain the move. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in buying this, which I'm definitely not interested, you know, you want to wait for it to find key areas of support. I don't like the market cap. You know, I'm sorry, not the market cap, the total supply, or even the circulating supply. Circulating supply is 16.5 billion. Total supply 103 billion. You know, anything that has a crazy supply like that, I don't look at it. I can care less about it. You know, it doesn't belong, you know, in the top 20. And the only reason why it's in the top 20 is because of the circulating supply. I mean, any crap coin, and I'm not calling, you know, XLM a crap coin, so I'm not trying to offend anybody at all. But, you know, any crap coin that has a high circulating supply or a high total supply, you know, could definitely get up in the top 20 easily. Easily. You know, so yeah, I don't like the circulating supply. I don't like the total supply. And that's why I kind of stay away from this. Setting up a paper wallet. Yeah, I would be terrified too, man. I would be terrified too. Because yeah, you don't want to mess up. I mean, get yourself a hardware wallet, man. That's what I would do. You know, I mean, we have a link for Amazon. If you use it, that's great. But I got a Trezor for like 83 bucks. And I'm sure the Ledger Nano S, you know, is probably a little cheaper than the Trezor. Yeah, get a hardware wallet instead of messing with a paper wallet. But yeah, I would be terrified too. All right, a couple more comments, and then we're going to cover LTC. And then we'll take a look at BTC that somebody asked me to take a look at. And as long as I have time, I'll take a look at a couple other things. It's a Ripple fork. Oh, dude, stay away from it. If it's a Ripple fork, I would stay away from it. I don't like Ripple either. I do not like Ripple. That's just my opinion, guys. Just remember that. These are only my opinions. Well, actually, I shouldn't say I don't like Ripple. I don't like XRP. I don't like the token that powers Ripple. Banks can care less about it. Banks care about the Ripple technology, but they don't care about the XRP token. Refunds are in order, so that's good. So I'm glad that they are going to be refunding people their money, which they should. They really should. Let's start out with a fresh chart here. That's where I see the first area of support. So, and the reason why I picked that area of support and not, well, I'll put a line here, and not this area of support is because a lot of the battle that I see happening between the bears and the bulls happen at that area of support. So let me go ahead and get rid of the one I just recently drew out or plotted out. So the reason why I picked this area of support, which this area of support is currently at $50. A little over $50 and whatever, 10 cents, something to that extent. But the reason why I picked that area of support is because of the battle that's happened. So here we go. We got a nice little high before, well, not a nice little high, but you know, we had it make a nice little run up. If I can put a circle there, you know, before pulling back down, retested that area and actually got outside of that box, but pulled right back down. So that still kind of shows me that, you know, that is going to be somewhat area of resistance there. But if we really just keep going across, had a hard time breaking out there, maintain a support there. So prior resistance becomes current support, had a nice run up to $70. So $70 is going to be, well, I wouldn't even say $70 considering it went outside of that box. I would say that's going to be the area of resistance there, not support, resistance. But yeah, but you know, that's why I picked this area, because that's just really where the majority of the battle happened between the bears and the bulls. And you know, it can go up and break above that support, but if it doesn't maintain that support, if it doesn't maintain that support, it's still going to be a resistance. And right over here, the second circle that I plotted out, that kind of showed us that that is the resistance there, because it didn't break out above it. So sometimes they do kind of go outside their box for a little bit and kind of run around, but they come right back down and retrace. And then, you know, when she had a crazy run up to $97 or $93, which was just insane. And I think on Coinbase or GDAX, it got up to like $98. You know, I mean, I thought it was going to break that 100. And if it broke that 100, man, you know, the moon was the limit, or the sky was the limit. But, you know, it failed to maintain those levels completely. But, you know, when she did come back down, what did she do? She hovered in that range of a little over $50, just maintained that range, came down a little bit, went up a little bit, but mainly it maintained that range. So that's why I picked the $50 as a first area of support that we do have for it. And it's not that far from getting to that level on Bitfinex. And Bitfinex, basically 12-hour candlestick, 12-hour price movement, price action, battle between the bears and the bulls. So 51.17 is really what she got down to. So whether she's going to break that first area of support or not, who knows? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. So second area of support, where would that be? And really, I mean, I got to look at the prior history to kind of determine where that might be. I mean, it should have support, but I mean, you know, it is going to have to cross a little bit of hurdles. It's going to have to break other soft area of support. You know, I don't think, you know, the other area of support that I'm going to plot out is going to be a strong support. This one will be a strong support here. Let me make sure I have the right, I'm plotting it out in the right spot. Okay. That's going to be a nice strong area of support there. And that's a little under, excuse me, under 40, but yeah, it brings it to about $37 and change. I'm going to go ahead and set an alarm, an alert for that $38. So then at least my Alexa will be blasting off and going off and let me know that she got to that level. You might want to take a look at this. I can hear it basically throughout the whole house. So that's going to really be a strong, strong area of support there. But, you know, she's got to break other areas of support. And that's going to be an area of support there. And that's right around the 45 bucks. So this was where I was looking to get in. Man, I forget when it was. And I had an order in for 45 bucks. It got to 45 bucks. And this is on GDAX. So on Bitfinex, it actually got a little below the $45. But it hit 45. And my order was in at 45. But I wasn't first in to be first out. So my order didn't get executed. I was probably somewhere in the middle or somewhere close to the end of everybody else's order that was in the book. So whoever got it executed early, you know, they benefited from it because this thing really ran up to 70 bucks from that 45. And I mean, I called it to a T, but I just didn't happen to be first in. Now, you know, and I've talked about this in the past, and I didn't follow my rules. So we're only human beings. We break our rules, and I've talked about breaking our rules on a consistent basis. And I completely forgot about one of my main rules, and that was whatever price point I think about, always put it up a couple pennies ahead of that. So the price point that I was thinking about was $45. That's kind of where I saw it coming down to. And it did come down to that. But I broke my rule by not saying, okay, you know what? I think it's going to come down to 45, but let me go ahead and put an order in for, you know, $45.03, $45.05, because then it would have definitely executed 100%. But that wasn't in the back of my mind. And that's something that I have to keep in mind when I am plotting out my support and resistance and looking to put an order in. And finally, when I put that order in, I need to put it up at least minimum or maximum, you know, 5 cents more than where I see the price coming down to. But yeah, that would have been a great entry at 45. And I was looking to purchase, I think it was like 100, a little over 100 LTCs at 45 bucks. And yeah, that would have been a very good, significant profit. Now, would I have held it to 70 bucks? Probably not, to be honest with you. You know, I would have locked in profits at 57 bucks. That's where I would have locked in the profit. You know, now would I have sold everything? Probably not, but I would have probably sold a third of my position, you know, at that $45. I'm sorry, at the $57. And reason why I would have sold at $57 is because that was the prior resistance where it had a hard time breaking out above that $57. And she retraced to 45 bucks. I would have got it at 45 bucks. And I'm a trader. You guys got to remember that I'm a trader. So I would have been looking to lock in profit at $57. And then, you know, locking in, you know, 2/3 of my position or even half of my position. And then I would have another half if it does decide to break out above that 57, which it didn't. It broke back down. And when she came back down, she broke down to 47 bucks. So at least then I would have locked in the profit, you know, before she actually broke down. But, you know, those are where I see kind of the areas of support and resistance. And this is on a 12-hour price action movement. So let's get a little granular. Currently sitting at 50, well, the low is 51.17. It looks like I got to get back to the 4 hours to kind of have a better overall view. So if I was going to get in this position, which I might, I don't know yet. I have no clue, to be honest with you, if I'm going to take a position in this or I'm going to take a position in Ethereum, depending if Ethereum gets to that level of, you know, breaks 285 and gets to that 250 range. You know, LTC, I would be looking to play that $45 again. I don't know why I put it to 35. Let me get rid of this alert. I thought I was putting the alert to 40. Put it to 47.50. So at 47.50, alert me for me to come and keep an eye on it, because I want to get an entry at $45. And $45, I would definitely throw throw some money at it. But yeah, only time will tell if this thing is going to continuously, you know, to go downtrend and start breaking. And it has been downtrending ever since October 20th. It's completely been downtrending. And on the 4-hour price action movement, I mean, the price is really below all of our moving averages. It's below the 200-day moving average. So let's zoom out of this and see if the price action is below the 6-hour price action movement. And it is 12-hour candlestick. The price is still below that 200-day moving average, even though it's not below it too much, because our 200-day moving average sits right at 52.80. Let's just say 52.90, and the current price point is 52.25. So it's still below that 200-day moving average on the 12-hour price action movement. On the 1 day, though, it shouldn't be. So it's wishful thinking for me to say I'm going to wait for 41 if I was interested in taking a position. But if somebody's patient and they're patient and they're patient and waiting for this thing to come, and there's FUD and fear and that uncertainty that's being spread, then yes, you could retest that $41.50, $41.31, which would put it right at our 200-day moving average. And if we really look at this dip that happened, you know, when she ran up to $93 and came back down to 32, where did she come down to? She came down to our 200-day moving average, a little above our 200-day moving average. So like I said earlier, you know, there are traders that look to play, you know, the moving averages as a support. And if she gets to the 200-day moving average, that's going to be a strong, strong, strong support. But that's LTC. That is LTC currently at the moment. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment. And wow, I still got a lot of time left on this live stream. That's good. $4K BTC would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. Can I get there anytime soon? No, I don't think so. I think, you know, maybe after, you know, SegWit 2X, then yeah, you know, people could be looking to lock in profit, especially people that bought in cheap, you know, that bought in, you know, when it got to 3,000 and they didn't sell at 6,000 because they wanted to take advantage of Bitcoin Gold. They want to take advantage of, you know, SegWit 2X fork. You know, the people, they're not selling. But I think, you know, once we figure out whether they're going to lock in SegWit 2X, and if they lock it in and the snapshot happens, then yeah, I think people will be looking at locking profits and then buy back the dip. I mean, it's a trading strategy that a lot of people do follow. And I would, if I had BTC and that's what I was waiting for, that's exactly what I would do. You know, I would take advantage of the gold. I would take advantage of the 2X. And then once that happens, boom, I'll lock in the profits on BTC and then wait for the dip to happen. I would definitely get rid of the other coins. I would definitely get rid of gold. I would definitely get rid of 2X. And when that dip happens, I got a lot more money to kind of buy that dip and stack up those coins. Let's see what you guys are saying. Rub-a-dub-dub. Once it's set up, you get a yellow border on Binance. Let me see. I'm trying to understand your response. Because right now, yeah, I mean, it's finicky. It's definitely finicky. You know, I'm left. Okay, now it's working. Let me right click and see if it. Yep. Okay, now it's working. But it's, you know, it doesn't work all the time 100%. I guess I got to click several times. When it's set up, you get a yellow border on Binance. I got to figure out what that yellow border is that you're talking about. But yeah, I'm going to play around with this. I'm going to play around with this. And I think this is, you know, maybe a platform that I will be using going forward. Because like I told you guys, I will not be using those other exchanges whatsoever. Now, I'll be honest with you. You know, I will keep GDAX because I want to be able to funnel money into my bank account if need be. I don't need this money to sustain my living. I've talked about that in the past. All this, you know, the money that I've made off cryptocurrency, you know, a lot of people do need it. You know, they at the end of the month, they have to be able to cash out and pay their living expenses. But, you know, so I will keep GDAX just to use them like they're using us. And I'm only going to use them to funnel money to my bank account from them. So I'll transfer, you know, whatever cryptocurrency I want to get rid of. Well, really, there's only three, BTC, Litecoin, and Ether. Transfer it to GDAX, sell it, and then transfer the money instantly to my bank account. So I will not be keeping much in there. It's only going to be, 4 milliseconds, basically what they cause that ether crash in that time frame. I'll keep it there for 4 milliseconds, transfer it, sell it, transfer it to my bank account. That's all I'm going to use them for. They're going to use us. We might as well use them to our advantage as well too. Left click. Yeah, I'll play around with this rub-a-dub-dub. Yeah, I'm left clicking and it's working fine. When I right click, it works fine. So this is awesome. This is awesome. I'm glad I'm able to zoom in and out. Okay, so I can draw out support and support and resistance and trend lines. Okay, I have to figure that out. I'm assuming I got to do something, but yeah, I won't waste the time trying to play around with this on this live stream. I want to try to be interactive and answer questions for you guys. Should you naked short? I don't know if that was you that asked me the other day. No, dude, don't. Well, I shouldn't tell you what to do. Daniel, that's completely up to you what to do. I personally wouldn't naked short. I don't even think they allow naked shorting in this cryptocurrency market. I don't think they do. The stock market, yeah. I mean, there's tons of naked shorting that happens. Shorting something you don't even have. SE, what is up, buddy? Welcome. Monday, bad day? Dude, it's healthy. It's a healthy correction. To be honest with you, I wouldn't really call it too much of a bad day. Yeah, it's a correction, but it's a healthy correction, and we need that correction to happen. This is healthy. Oh, 275. Okay, ETH is at 275. So let's see. What was that area? 275 was that area of support. And I need to get out of this one-day chart. 30 minutes. Hovering right in that range of 275. That's a little scary that it's not making any type of upward trend. So more than likely, in my opinion, and these are only my opinions, I can see it breaking down to the second area of support or getting close to that second area of support. And I got to change the time frame or get rid of the chat in order for us to take a look at what that second area of support is going to be. I mean, really, like I said, there's a big gap, between the current support that it's currently sitting at to, the $250 support line. That's a big gap, $25, but it could easily do it. And that's the area that I would throw a little bit at it. Blake, what's the whoa, guys? I don't know what that was in reference to. Cryptocurrency kind of providing some great opportunities for us. And they are. They really are. Really? I didn't hear that. Bittrex, world's third largest exchange, will not list Bitcoin gold trading. Really? Now, I wonder if they will allow you to get your Bitcoin gold if you're holding Bitcoin there. And if they are, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you can. Well, I wouldn't transfer it right away. I mean, don't touch your Bitcoin gold until you actually secure your Bitcoin. That's my honest opinion. Don't touch Bitcoin gold until you can secure your Bitcoin first. Then you can do whatever you want to do with your Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll have to play around with it. I'm definitely going to play around with it. Now that there are hidden things that you can actually do in the sense of plotting out support and resistance and upward and downward trend lines, which I didn't know you could do that. And I just thought they offered the basic charts. And actually, when I first looked at this, I was like, man, I don't have candlesticks. And it was on a live stream. I looked at it. I was like, there's no candlesticks. Like as a trader, I need candlesticks. And then once I actually changed the time frame to like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I was like, whoa, now candlesticks popped up. So there's a lot of little hidden features, I believe, in Binance. I just got to be able to discover those, just like the zooming in and out. I mean, who knew? You got to right click or left click to be able to zoom in and out. Why can't I just zoom in and out like I can right now on Crypto Watch? I don't got to click on anything to zoom in and out. ETH is going to 230. Yeah, that's why I have that support at 250. Will 250 hold? So let's just say hypothetically, if 250 breaks, so we got, our first area of support that it broke. Second area of support, it broke it, but it's still within that range. Third area of support is 250. Fourth area of support is 238 is what I plotted out. So we'll see. Only time will tell. Now, do I want it to get there? No, especially if you guys are holding ETH. I don't want it to get there. But for anybody that's looking for a position, yeah, I mean, you want to wait and be patient and let that trade come to you. But the 250, 238 could be easily attainable. Less ICOs, less ETH. Oh man, ICOs are coming out left and right though. But okay, so this is the issue with these ICOs. A lot of them are not holding their ETH. They're getting it and dumping it. That's a problem. That is the biggest problem. If they're holding that ETH, I don't think we'd have these crazy volatilities that are happening. I think, we would see a nice, this thing would have already, broken out and made new time highs, especially when it was stuck at 395 and had a hard time breaking out. ICOs are selling, they're selling the ETH that they're getting. I mean, do I blame them for it? No, because they need USD. They need fiat, not necessarily USD, but they need fiat, to be able to pay for things. So that's why they're dumping. Especially these crap coins that are out, that have no intentions of really developing the platform that they're saying that they're going to develop. As soon as they get it, probably instantly they're dumping it because they know that they're misleading us to saying that they're going to create something great, and they have no intentions of creating anything that's great. Okay, Blake, I'm going to have to research that press release. Yeah, but that sucks. That really sucks that they're not going to be supporting it. So I'm assuming then, people got to move their Bitcoins out of Bittrex. Sunspawn, welcome, buddy. Setting ridiculously low ball offers for tonight. You think the alts will dive late tonight? People getting into BTC for BTC or for BitGold. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have those low ball offers. You weren't on this live stream, Sunspawn, but earlier before I really started this live stream and started talking about BTC, we looked at SAN, and they drove SAN down to 0.0001 cents. That it was a flash crash that happened on SAN. So it doesn't hurt. Put in those low ball offers, but just keep an eye on it to make sure that the exchange is not going to cancel that low ball offer for you, because they could easily cancel it and say, oh yeah, we were doing a maintenance. I mean, Coinbase or GDAX has done it 3 times already, canceled an order that I had in the book. Okay, so you do get the BTG on Bittrex, but you can't trade it. Yeah, what's the point of having it if you can't trade it? So I'm assuming if you can't trade it, you can't move it either. Or at least are they going to allow you to move it? But don't move it until you actually secure your BTC, guys. Don't move it until you can secure your BTC. Get a hardware wallet. How do you know that you will get it? I'm assuming you're asking Rub-a-Dub-Dub, because I have no clue if you're gonna get it. But that's what he's saying. I would definitely read the press release on what they put out, and hopefully they're honest with that press release. But yeah, I mean, you've earned it by holding BTC. It's yours. If they're not going to allow you to trade it, they should allow you to move it. But don't move it until you can secure your BTC. BTC dump probably is because of people realizing they might not even be able to cash out their BTG. There's so many different possibilities. It could be pure manipulation so that somebody wants to buy in cheap. There's so many different possibilities. Sand. I don't know about Sand. Oh man, I got an email too from, I don't know who the guy was, asking me to take a look at his ICO that he's creating, Gravel Coin. And I was like, what is this world coming to? Gravel Coin? What are we going to have next? Dirt Coin, Soil Coin, Dust Coin? I mean, it's just like, and we already have Sand Coin. I mean, I think they're all crap, and they should just all be combined into Crap Coin. Yeah, the replay protection thing is crap. Not having that replay protection is definitely crap. All right, it's holding that 273. Still holding that 273. What else is taking a beating today? Let's look at CoinMarketCap. Cage Coin. I have no clue what it is. It's crazy. Up to 2,113%. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm looking at these crap coins that are not even in the top 20. So yeah, let's go to market cap. Take a look at, what's really taking a hit in the top 20. Bitcoin Cash, 8%. I mean, everything is down. Everything is down in the sense of the top 20, except for Stellar. It seems like that's kind of a safe haven right now. Stratis is a safe haven. Wow. And that is at the number 20th spot. So it really looks like Stratis is really the only winner that's in the top 20. That's really holding it down in comparison to everything else that's down. But nothing is down double digits. Nothing is down double digits. Not very close to it. Ethereum Classic, IOTA down 9%, a little over 9%. NIM down 8%. But nothing is really completely down double digits. Now, as time goes on throughout the whole day, things could be down double digits. That's a possibility, considering everything is downtrending at the current moment. Funfair. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about Funfair. I don't know what it is, and I'll probably have to research it. But if it's really not in the top 20, I really don't care too much about it. Number 72. But yeah, let's see. The past hour, Dash is up 1/8%. Cardano is up 1/4%. Stellar's up 1%. Lisk up 1.4%. And then Stratis. Of course, Stratis has really been the winner. Even in the past week. Past week, it's up, 22%. Past 7 days or past 24 hours is up 20%. And then today's up 4.87%. So really things that are in the top 20, Stratis seems to be currently at the moment where the safe haven is, where people are piling into. I don't know. Was there any news on Stratis? Stratis has big news. Where'd that come from? Did it come straight from Stratis that there's big news? Because if it did, they're fluffing the news. They're fluffing it. So October 23rd, Breeze beta release. So could it be because of this beta release that the price is up? The beta release of the Breeze wallet is now available and represents a significant milestone in our development roadmap schedule. So really, that's the only news to cause this thing to go up. Stratis blockchain upcoming expos. Yeah, I can't see it, going up 20% just based on the beta release. Check status Twitter. Dude, that's awesome, Sunspawn. You got into Stratis last Friday. It's good for you, bud. Good for you. Because really, it's really within the past 24 hours that it's up, 20% within the past week. Really, prior to that, it was only up 2%. So yeah, good for you, man. 20%. You got it on Friday? Yeah, it's just basically this breeze beta. That's really what's causing this price to spike. Is that fundamentally solid? I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's not a partnership or anything. A partnership, you know, is very solid, and I can see that causing the price to go up 20%. But just because they put out a beta release, I don't think it justifies a 20% movement. Honestly, like I'm just thinking like a trader and thinking outside the box. I don't think it's justifiable. Now I could be completely wrong, and you guys can definitely agree with me, or yeah, agree. I mean, I'm sorry, disagree with me, not agree with me. You guys can definitely disagree with what I'm saying, and there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with what I'm saying, and I would never hold that against anybody. So anything I say, you know, if you guys disagree, let me have it. Let me know. There's nothing wrong to disagree with me. Yeah, I'll have to look into this a little more. A little more, because honestly, it should not be up. I mean, it's up 24, almost 25% now. Let me hit refresh. I'd like the circulating supply. I don't know what the max supply is, but circulating supply under 100 million, that's not bad. But yeah, what's the total supply going to be? Where's it traded on? Bittrex, Binance. Let's see. Is it on here? What was the ticker symbol? Okay, STRAT. I always confuse STR for Stratis. Okay, 32% now. Poloniex, Bittrex. Which one to access? One that probably has more volume, 2.7 million in volume. Oof. Okay, not much data, because really the data only goes up to September because that's when it was listed. So let's take a look at Poloniex. It's probably going to have a little more data. Nope, not as much. I mean, this thing has, I mean, I can't say it's bottomed out because I really don't know. Oh, maybe I do have more data than I think. Okay, I don't. Yeah, I would like to see exactly, you know what this price action was like prior to this being listed on July 17th. That's really what I want to see. And I think, you know, the more price action that I can see and kind of see maybe, you know what, maybe that was the bottom. Maybe that did bottom out at those levels. Or could this just be a nice little, well, I shouldn't say little, a crazy dead cat bounce. Excuse me. But yeah, this thing got beat down. I mean, it got beat down bad for an extended period of time. But yeah, one little news, you know, it might not be positive to me, but it might be positive to somebody else that's not really thinking outside the box, you know. And if a lot of people think that way, then yeah, this could send it up higher. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy move there. Oh, rubber dub dub, 100%, 100%. They will use a little tiny, you know. I mean, but they can probably come out with a press release and be like, "Oh, the CEO can do jumping jacks now," and they'll use that to their advantage. They will use it to their advantage. You know, the company got a new logo. They'll use that to their advantage to pump it. But yeah, you could be. I shouldn't say you could be. I think you're 100% absolutely right. You know, they'll pump the littlest news. You know, I like that rubber dub dub because you're really thinking outside the box. You really thought outside the box, and in regards to that beta release, the price action movement. Is it justifiable to have a 32% move? You know, definitely not. Not in my opinion, no. But yeah, I think you. I like how you think, man. I really like how you're thinking. Yeah, and I mean, we all got to dig deep, on really anything, any type of news that comes out. But yeah, just alone on that only, it's not justifiable. So that was the bottom from your research? Yeah, I mean, it got beat down. It got beat down bad. Developer gets a pimple. Pump, pump, pump. Yeah, I mean, they'll use the littlest news to their advantage. Getting a new door handle. So that employees don't have to actually use a key. They can use a biometric thumbprint, and they'd probably use that to their advantage. But yeah, we don't want to kind of go off topic there. It is 11:15, and I was going to end the live stream at 11:15, but somebody did ask me to take a look at Blake, VERTCOIN. So I'll take a look at Vert, and then unfortunately I do have to end this live stream. Vert. I don't think Vert is on CryptoWatch. Whoa. What happened to Vert? What happened here? This thing got hammered. Was there any news behind this? I mean, this isn't normal profit taken. This is not normal profit taken at all. If there is no news, there's something that us average people don't know. There's something that somebody that knows something is what's possibly causing this to tank. And whatever is causing this thing to tank, they're probably keeping it outside of the media. Okay, let's see if it is on. If it's on a charting system that I can use to chart this real quick. But yeah, that's not normal profit taken whatsoever. So if there is news, Blake, as to why it's dropping, share it with us. If there is no news, then there's something that's happening that us average traders or average investors are not made aware of, and only insiders have that information. Insiders are dumping, and that's just shady. I don't think Vert is on CryptoWatch. And it's not on Binance either. Many angry bag holders. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them at all. Especially if this drops like this without any news at all. Like, I don't blame them. I would be irritated too. Then I would definitely unleash that fury on them. Let's see, Vert. I don't know, what is it paired with? BTC, I'm assuming. Okay, oh, it is paired with USD. Let's see what it's doing. Man, they're dumping this thing hardcore, like really bad. Yeah, I would stay away from this. Wait for this thing to bottom out and come to you. There are a couple spots where, where I would see areas of support. I don't think I'm going to go down this far, but one more area of support. All right, so those are the areas of support that I see. But yeah, this isn't normal. This is not normal profit taking whatsoever. This is a nosedive, complete nosedive. Vert goes up, Vert goes down. You've been burned bad there. A lot of people have been burned on a lot of these cryptocurrencies. And that's why, honestly, guys, I stick to the top 20. I stick to the top 20, you know? Yeah, I mean, there was somebody that bought this thing at $4 and what was the high? And I mean, I feel bad. $4.73. Someone bought this thing at $4.73. I mean, if they're still holding, I mean, I can't even think about what they're possibly thinking, to be honest with you. Like, I can't. I would be furious, furious. Now, hopefully, you know, she had a game plan, a plan of action to say, you know what? I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know why they would get in when thing is just mooning. I mean, this is just a crazy parabolic move. And I would say, you know, wait for the retracement. It's going to retrace. Just if you're looking to get into it, wait for that retracement. But there was a seller, there was a buyer. Where there's a buyer, there's a seller. Where there's a seller, there's a buyer. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. But somebody bought this thing. And hopefully they had a plan of action saying, okay, you know what? I don't know why they would, but saying, all right, I'm going to buy it at 473 because I see this thing going to $10 for whatever reason. Hopefully they had a plan of action and they said, okay, you know what? If this thing dips to 450, I'm going to cut my loss and I'm going to scale out of this position. Hopefully they had a game plan of something. I wouldn't even know what to tell them, to be honest with you. I would just say, I don't know. I don't know what you can do. I mean, you got it at 473. It's down to 260 or 289. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't have an answer for them because this isn't a situation that I would put myself into whatsoever. But yeah, newbies, you know, coming into this market have no clue and they end up jumping into this. But yeah, I wouldn't touch this at all. But I would pay attention. You know, I don't really know the fundamental behind VERTCOIN. But you know, if I did and I wanted to be patient and wait for it, I would wait for these key levels of support to be broken. More than likely, it's going to break these key levels of support, considering how fast it has retraced. And something that goes up so fast, so high, it's, you know, the fall is only just as bad. The fall is even worse. I mean, you know, people's heart are probably sinking. I mean, hopefully they didn't put money into this that they don't, you know, that they need. Hopefully they didn't, but who knows? Who knows? So let me draw out one other area of support. We're going to briefly just talk about this, and then I do have to get off this live stream. But yeah, I'll definitely be paying attention to this. I'll definitely be paying attention to this. So, you know, the other area that I forgot to plot out, which is basically, you know, where it really kind of consolidated from, and it did consolidate, you know, in that range where 250s, 258, you know, had a hard time breaking out, and it completely broke out. Usually, I don't think it's going to be the same logics on VERTCOIN, but usually they like to make prior resistance current support. Now, she has shown us, you know, that prior resistance, let me go ahead and draw out a couple things here. You know, this was the prior resistance because it had a hard time breaking out above that 258. Let's just say 260 to make the math easy. Had a hard time breaking out. It broke out of it. It maintained it. It came back down. Where did it come back down to? It came right back down to 262, which was prior resistance, became current support, and then it completely took off and went running. And I mean, it sprinted. You know, this was a turtle. That was a turtle. I'm sorry, that was the rabbit. That's a rabbit race there. I mean, it completely took off. Let's go ahead and plot out a couple things. Nope, that's not what I want. So showed us here that it is going to maintain that level of support, and it maintained it. Now, whether this was just manipulation, somebody was going to hold it up because they know how traders think, and traders think that prior resistance is going to become current support, and they probably put up a nice wall here to prevent it from crashing. Now, when it came back down, it did come back down to retest the prior support, and it's also retesting the prior resistance. So prior resistance, current support, prior resistance, current support, prior support, still current support to an extent, So it's showing us that, okay, it's going to level out. It's going to find that support, but is it going to crash through that support? Who knows? I mean, only time will tell whether this thing is going to just give you a nice little dead cat bounce and it's going to crash back down and retest out another level. And that other level would be same thing as I said before, prior resistance would possibly become current support to an extent, something like that. And maybe have a nice little dead cat bounce, but traders are not there to support it. And it could tank back down and retest out another area of support. I don't know. I have no clue what this thing is going to do. But honestly, this thing's ugly. This thing is ugly. And it could just keep crashing and have a little nice dead cat bounce and keep testing out key areas of support. So far, it's showing us that, it found that area of support, but it's only a matter of time that, maybe somebody that bought at the top, let's just say hypothetically, maybe they bought at 360, 380. And, they had those strong hands, which I don't know why they would in this situation here. Try to learn how to cut your loss, but they had those strong hands. What are they going to do? On a nice little, dead cat bounce, they might look to sell a little bit of their position to minimize their loss. So if they bought at $4, they weren't looking to sell at $2.50 because that's a big loss to them. They might sell at 320, 330. If it makes it up to those points. And if it does make it to a certain point, let's just say, she has a nice little correction to the upside, not downside. And an area that I would look to see, if it's going to break, well, if it's going to retrace from that area would be, the 340 range, 340, 339, something to that extent. That's really the area that I would be looking for to see if it breaks out above it. If she does, it's somewhat bullish. If she doesn't, that's going to be the resistance for it there. So there could be traders out there that bought it a little higher and it ends up making back up, and they're going to minimize their loss instead of them selling at 250-ish and really being under a lot. If this thing makes it back up to that area of resistance, they could end up saying, I'm going to let it go here because now I've just minimized my loss. I don't have a bigger loss. I have hopefully a smaller loss. But yeah, this thing's ugly, guys. This thing's ugly. Ugliest thing I've seen. But yeah, let me answer a couple questions, and hopefully that was helpful. And if you do find that helpful, pound that like button, pound it, euro it, smack it, do whatever you want to do with it. Let the community know that we're here and we exist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. But yeah, a lot of angry bag holders, Sunspawn, a lot of angry bag holders on this one. Absolutely, man. More news. I don't know if more news on Vert or more news on Stratis. I'm thinking you meant Stratis. News that made it go up. It's getting dumped because it's VERTCOIN. Yeah, I don't really know much about VERTCOIN. So I don't know what the news was that made it go up. Now, could it be the same news as Stratis where the news wasn't really fundamentally solid? And people chased it because they thought it was fundamentally solid. Probably. I don't know what caused this thing to go up. Did they put out an announcement saying, the CEO is having a baby boy, and that baby boy is going to be the heir to VERTCOIN? I mean, I don't know. I'm just making that up, guys. I'm just making that up. But, could, pump and dump groups tweak that just a little bit, to get it to go up as high as it did? I mean, it's scary. This is the wild, wild west that we're in. But yeah, I mean, if I look at any type of news that's coming out, first thing I think is, okay, how solid is this news that's out? Is this solid news, to sustain this type of move that is happening currently right now? And having a beta test, they're releasing a beta test, to me, my honest opinion, is not solid news, to have this type of price action movement. Long-term buy if you believe. Man, not with this price action, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it at all. Unless like I said, the news is fundamentally strong, and it has to be fundamentally strong. And I've talked about in the past, even though I do technical analysis, fundamental trumps all technical analysis. It does, 100%. So you definitely got to keep that in the back of your mind. VERTCOIN used to be 30 cents like a few months ago. You'd buy at 60 cents maybe. Where's that 60 cents? Let's see. 49 cents, 36 cents. 30 cents was the bare bottom. Yeah, you know, 30 cents, I would consider supporting it. I would, but at this current level, no way. I wouldn't even look at this on a day-to-day basis, because then I might panic and buy, or not panic and buy, but, you know, suffer from that FOMO and be like, whoa, if I don't buy here because I think this is the bottom, I'm going to end up missing out. No way. 30 cents though, you know, it's found the bottom. That is the bare bottom. And I would support it there, even though I don't know anything about VERTCOIN in the sense of the fundamental side of it, since I do technical analysis. But 30 cents, yeah, I would definitely support it at that level. So yeah, I mean, put in your buy order at 30 cents. It doesn't hurt. You have nothing to lose except for a lot of coins to possibly gain if it does have that crazy flash crash, because bag holders are panicking and they can't withstand this drop. Then it could get there. So it doesn't hurt to put in that bare bottom order at 30 cents and see what it does. Danger, danger. Yeah, stay away, stay away. Not at these levels, I wouldn't buy them. 50 cent, you think so? 50 cents? I don't know, man. Let's see that 50 cents. Was there anything that happened between the battles of the Bears and the Bulls? 45? 45 maybe. Maybe 45. I don't even know about 45. I don't know, man. With this type of drop, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Actually, where was that bare bottom? That bare bottom was 0.26. That's where that bare bottom really was. And that was set a long time ago. Well, let's see how long ago. I shouldn't say a long time ago. October 7th. I'm sorry, November 7th. No, this isn't correct. July 7th, July 11th. Man, I'm sorry. 7-11, July 11th. My coffee, I haven't finished my coffee yet. But yeah, that was the bare bottom. You know, it doesn't hurt to put that order in. At 50 cents, this wouldn't even pique my interest. Not at all. You watched The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, it's not a bad movie. Not a bad movie. I would definitely watch The Big Short. That's an awesome movie. The Big Short or Boiler Room. You know, if you're looking for something that's kind of old, maybe a little classic, Boiler Room. But yeah, the Big Short, I like that one. Now, you know, let's take a look at one thing too. Let me see if I can pull it up before I get off this live stream. If it loads. Wow, so I got my treasurer the other day because I saw it for $83 and now it's 110 bucks. $83 is what I paid for it. And I jumped on it. And I talked about it on that live stream, actually the day that I bought it. So if anybody took advantage of, and I got the white one. If anybody took advantage of that $83, that's awesome. More power to you. But yeah, price went up, unfortunately. All right, so what is today's the 23rd? So anything for Vert that maybe happened in the past? Because really that drop is heavy. Vert to be added to Ledger Nano S, and that was on the 15th. So on the 15th, let's see what happened. Oh, are you kidding me? Let me exit out of here. You know, the only thing with trading views is it's got too much pop-ups. Way too many pop-ups. So that was the 15th. So let's see when this thing actually started dropping. So October 15th, that's really when it started taking off. And I don't know if there was anything fundamentally that justified that move, because the only thing I see on the 15th was that VERTCOIN was being added to the Ledger Nano S and Ledger Blue. You know, that's not fundamentally strong at all for it to have that type of move and to sustain that type of move. So on the 15th, I mean, we were looking at $1.28, $1.20, let's just say $1.30. But for it to go from $1.30 to $4.75, a little under $4.75, you know, just based on that news. I don't know if it was just based on that news or anything else, but the calendar doesn't show anything else, you know, in the sense of VERTCOIN, what might have happened. I mean, just because it's added to the Ledger Nano S and Ledger Blue, it should not send the price up that high. But people probably look at that, newbies, and say, oh, that is great news for it. And they pumped it up. Pump and dump groups pumped it up. Pump and dump groups, you know, put that big wall to prevent it from crashing because they're looking to get out and capitalize off this news that's not fundamentally strong whatsoever. You know, and I mean, there's just crazy manipulations that are happening within the market. And that's something I kind of forgot to mention on my rant on Friday. But yeah, manipulations happen all the time. You know, getting a spam email, getting you to click on, you know, my Ether wallet, thinking it's my Ether wallet, but the W's are 2 V's. You know, I mean, I've gotten so many emails in that regard, you know, especially on OMG Slack chat. I mean, I get at least 5 scam emails every single day, you know, and it's just like, it's crazy. And they just tweak up a little thing. And I mean, it's so convincing for somebody that's not aware of it that, you know, it's not a W, but they're 2 V's, and your eyes can play trick on you if you're not careful. But yeah, this thing is, I mean, it's getting a nice little dead cat bounce for sure, but it's horrendous. It's horrendous. There's 140 BTCs on the buy wall, and that's why it's staying at that level. That's why it's staying at that level. So these pump and dump groups, they know how a lot of traders react. They know that a lot of traders will react to prior resistance becoming current support. They put up that wall to maintain it. And then as they're probably unloading. Dirka, welcome. Great to see a new name on here. So aside from back-to-back good news on STRATIS, technical analysis puts it at a breakout point right now as well. I did take a look at that, and I don't know if I'm going to cover that, you know, to an extent, because it is 11:38 where I'm at, and I was supposed to end this live stream. But I do appreciate you mentioning that. So if you guys are really taking a look at it, I don't know what the back-to-back news was, though. I mean, the only news that I heard about was just the beta release. And that's not fundamental, in my opinion, it's not fundamentally strong. You know, it's just like saying, okay, we're going to be listed on the treasurer, you know, and causing it to go up. Because that beta version could easily fail. So, I mean, is it something that's going to sustain that type of growth and maintain that type of growth? You know, I mean, we could see another VERTCOIN in the sense of STRATIS. We could see STRATIS, you know, dip back down because that news is just not fundamentally strong. The wolf was brutal. Yeah, dude. He was brutal. Definitely a great movie. Definitely a great movie. But yeah, man, a Wolf of Wall Street. He was definitely brutal. Let's see. Rocky Mountain, Crypto Cutter. You got the white one and a Ledger Nano S. You got both of them. That is sweet. That is sweet. What was it? How much was the Ledger Nano S? If you don't mind sharing that with us, because it's definitely cheaper. It was cheaper at that point. Now they have it for $98. But I think it was cheaper than the $83 that I paid for the white treasurer. And hopefully you use my link, use CTR's link. We do have a link for Amazon, and that's the bottom of the description. So if you do end up shopping from Amazon for your everyday needs, whatever it might be, and you do want to support Crypto Traders Room, you know, please use that link because it does help us out. It's not a lot, but it helps us out, and any little thing kind of helps out. Anytime. I mean, if I see something that's a good deal, I will definitely let you guys know. And considering I was taking advantage of that deal, it'd be kind of selfish for me to not inform you guys of that deal. And if you guys have hear of any good deals that are happening, definitely share it with the community, share it with us. Because the more that we can share with each other, the more knowledge that we're going to have to make those informed decisions. And I was always looking to get a ledger or a treasurer. I was always looking to get one, but I was like, I'm not spending $135. I don't know. I was kind of being stingy, I guess. I was like, I'm not going to spend $135. And this was on Treasurer's website. And then when I saw it on here, and I was like, whoa, it's for $83 on Amazon. I was like, let me see what it is on Treasurer. Maybe it's cheaper. It was still $135 on Treasurer with shipping. Hopped right on. I actually clicked on our Amazon link and ordered it through our Amazon link. And, CryptoTraders Room got a little bit of a commission out of it. And I got a Treasurer for $83.03. So can't beat that at all. But yeah, I am going to get another one. I don't know if I'll get another treasurer, but I think, I'll probably end up getting the Ledger Nano S. But I don't remember what that price was, when I bought the treasurer. So if you want to share that with us, Crypto Cutter, then we kind of know what price point to kind of keep an eye out on, because, we don't want to overpay for things that we shouldn't have to pay. And I firmly believe that, the price is going to dip back down. I got an 8 terabyte hard drive. It was like $300 at one point, and I was like, I'm not paying $300 for it. Came down to $179. I bought it. 3 days later, it goes right up to $250, and then a week later, it goes up to $300. And I was like, well, I should have got 2 of them. I waited a little bit. They dropped it back down to $180. So it's always good to be patient. Just like my trades, I'm patient with them. I'm also patient with my with whatever I buy. $75 is what you paid for it. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. I mean, you saved yourself $23. That's great. That is great. And I should have taken advantage of that deal and gotten the treasurer as well too. I'm sorry, the Ledger Nano S as well too. But yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. So if anybody's interested, keep an eye out on Amazon for that $75 price point for the Ledger Nano S, and keep an eye out on the $83 for the treasurer. And I think, the reason why I got the white one, because the black one was still more expensive. The gray one was still more expensive. And I was like, it's just a color. I was like, who cares? If I wanted the gray one, I'll just color it gray. But, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining. It's a pleasure to have you here. If you're a new-time viewer, thank you for finding us. Don't be a stranger. Make sure to say what's up on the chat and stay connected with us on Steemit, Twitter, as well as Facebook. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. And if you do find this information helpful, make sure you pound that like button. It doesn't cost you anything. It's actually free. Pound it, euro it, punch it, do whatever you want to do with it. But that kind of lets the community know that, we exist, we're there. And I think the more likes that we have, the more that somebody will be able to find this live stream and find it helpful. And, if you were able to take advantage or, learn from something, not take advantage, but learn from something that I've said, and you were able to, kind of put that into a game plan, leave that in the chat. Leave that in the comment section, once this video gets uploaded, so that everybody that's coming on and watching this video later on is able to read those comments, and they can read that testimonial of how helpful, some of the comments are. And that would definitely help out CryptoTraders Room. But with that being said, nothing but the utmost respect for everybody that's on this live stream and everybody that's involved in this cryptocurrency market, especially the honest ones. And you know who the honest ones are. Until Wednesday, this is Crypto Trader and CryptoTraders Room, the last frontier and keeping it real with honesty and integrity. And you guys know that CryptoTraders Room is a place where we eat, drink, sleep, dream, trade, and invest in digital currencies. You guys have a blessed day, and enjoy the start of the week. Take care. Thank you.